Menards, the hardware store. I'm talking about the hardware store. Menards has a stool for 19 bucks for Black Friday. So let's find out, is it any good? Hey, hold my chocolate milk. Thanks. Here we have it, the Performax Shop Stool from Menards. Picked it up, Black Friday deal, 19 bucks. Normally like $34. That $19 price is running into the early part of December. So if you're interested, you still have a little bit of time to pick it up. Stock levels permissible, right? So let's see, is it any good at $19? And if you can't get it at the 19, is it worth 34? Well, let's take a look at it. All right, so let's do a little quick comparison here between the stools. We got the Harbor Freight Flame stool right here. We have the Arcade 1-Up stool. And then we have the Performax Shop Stool from Menards, which is also the one that I'm sitting on. So we're going to take a look at these. They are in different price points. This one right now, most affordable, $19. But once it does go back to normal price, it's $34. The Harbor Freight is like $35, I believe, but you can get 20% off coupons every day for Harbor Freight. So that takes that down, and actually at normal price would make this one the most affordable. Then we get to the Arcade 1-Up, and now we're getting into a different price point here. This guy's 70 bucks. So definitely a very different price point there. So let's take a look at them and kind of see what the features are there and how they stack up. So right now, I am sitting on the Performax stool. Now I gotta say, it's not bad. It's actually pretty firm, which I don't mind. I'm a bigger guy, so I need something that's a little firmer. If it's, you know, really cushiony kind of thing, I'm probably gonna break it down, right? Now the weight limit on this far exceeds me. On the box it says it goes up to 350 pounds. I do not remember the weight limit for either of the other stools, but still that's pretty impressive as far as the weight limit goes. This one does have the swivel feature, so that's pretty nice. Now I will say though, it feels a little tilty. You probably can't see it in the video, and if you can, I'm probably exaggerating it. But as I'm turning, I feel like I'm kind of doing one of these things. So I don't know. It's not the greatest, but I really can't complain for the price. All right, here we have a close-up of the stool from Menards. Now you can see this one does have the matte finish on the stool, which I really like. It's firmer. It's almost like memory foam. Like you press it, and you can see my fingerprints just kind of disappear there. I think that's kind of interesting. You also do have the black base on it versus the chrome, so maybe that fits more with your aesthetic. All right, Harbor Freight, much softer seat. Way softer seat. Swivels as well. This one does not feel all tilty, so that's, I think, a little bit of an advantage here. Now, the softer seat, I can't tell you if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think for me it's a bad thing, because I'm probably going to break it down. If this is for kids, or you're a person that is in better shape than I am, the softer seat might not prove to be a problem for you, but I really am doubting the durability on this one. But the swivel definitely feels a little bit nicer. Also, chrome base versus the black base, that's a personal preference. I think they both look nice. I will say though, the matte finish on the one from Menards here, I definitely like that better than the glossy finish on the Harbor Freight stool. Now you can see a lot squishier than the one from Menards. Also, it's got this really glossy kind of plasticky top on it, which doesn't exude quality to me. Now, one thing I don't like, as you can see right here, the screws stick out quite a bit on the inside of that. I've actually kind of gotten my leg on that at one point, whereas the one from Menards doesn't tend to do that. So I think that's a nice little attention to detail. Now, both of these, this ring here slips down over the top, which I don't think you can really see it in the video. You can see it a little bit here. On the Menards one, it scraped it up as I was putting it on. That didn't really happen on the chrome, but the chrome's not perfect to start with, so it'd be kind of hard to notice, to be honest with you, over here. Now, if we move over to the Arcade 1-Up one, you can see the chrome on this is a lot nicer. Also, this ring doesn't slide down over the top. It gets bolted on the inside. The bolts don't stick out at all. So I think that's nice. Definitely a better attention to detail there and kind of a quality presentation. It's not quite as firm as the shop stool from Menards. Definitely firmer than the one from Harbor Freight. So it's got that going for it. However, key feature that's missing, no swivel. So, I don't know. You know, if the swivel's important to you, that kind of throws this one out. While this one's glossy like the Harbor Freight, you can see the sheen here, it definitely feels and looks like a much better quality cover on it. So it doesn't tend to kind of wrinkle like the Harbor Freight one. This one definitely feels like it's going to last longer and I think just be better overall. What do I think about the Performax stool from Menards? I bought 2 of them. I'm keeping them. I'm thinking about getting more. For $19, this is a steal. It's not the best put together stool out there. Definitely there's some quality things when they're building it. There's actually, I'm sure you can't hear that from over there, but in that ring going around the bottom, there's like little shards of metal or something that's in there that's rattling around from where they punched out the holes for the screws to go through. It's little things like that. But the actual construction of it, it feels fairly sturdy. The swivel on it's not perfect, but it works. I really like the matte finish on it. I think the matte finish is better than this glossy finish on the Harbor Freight. I like the firmer cushion. If you're a thinner person or you're buying this for kids, maybe you might like the Harbor Freight one for the kind of softer cushion. But at $19, you can't beat this. Now, when you get to the full price, $34, I think you got more of a conversation between whether you want this or you want the Harbor Freight. They're both good stools. I definitely like the cushion on this one better. Now, Arcade 1-Up, I think it's in a different league. The construction quality on it's just way better. The chrome looks nicer. The seat, I think, does a much nicer job of being soft, but still somewhat firm and not feeling like it's going to break down over time. It's got that glossy look, but it still looks quality, unlike the Harbor Freight one. So, if money's no object, Arcade 1-Up, great pick. It doesn't swivel though, so if that's something that you need, this might not be the way to go. Although there is a cat out there, I think his name's Brick Rod. I'll try to find his video and link it in the description. He actually added some type of swivel base to one of these Arcade 1-Ups to make it swivel. So that is an option for you. There's also a guy out there, I don't know his name, but he's on like some of the Arcade 1-Up groups on Facebook that is making covers for these Harbor Freight ones. They might actually fit these too. And they're kind of like a matte finish on them. And they're custom covers with like all kinds of different video game stuff on it that he's embossing into it. They look really, really nice. So definitely a little bit of an investment, but if you go with the Harbor Freight ones and you get those for them, I think that would really dress these up and bring this, appearance-wise at the very least, at or maybe even above the Arcade 1-Up ones. So there you go. Verdict, great stool at $19. I still think a great stool at $34. This right now is the economy stool to beat. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or if you've used any of these or you have some other stools you'd like to recommend, please leave that down in the comments. I'd love to read it. I'm sure other people would too and would probably find it very useful. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or anything, go ahead and subscribe to come back and hopefully see some of my other videos and hit that like button. It really means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.